What's up, people of the internet? My name is Davicap, and today we're going to do some analysis of Artifact gameplay. So we still haven't heard a single scrap of news from Valve regarding Artifact. So honestly, what I think I'm going to do is analyze each PAX game, at least the ones that I haven't already analyzed. So you can call this filler content, and to be honest, it is. Everything that YouTubers are releasing nowadays is essentially filler content because there's just not enough information to go on. And I know, like, I'm like you guys, right? I am a content creator, but I'm also craving Artifact content. I really am. I want to play Artifact, I want to watch Artifact, and like, I'm in the same boat that you guys are. So I feel your pain. I wish there was better stuff out there, but honestly, there isn't. So we have to dig way back, and we're going to look at old Artifact footage from PAX. So I apologize that I don't have necessarily the freshest content in the coming weeks, but I mean, we kind of have to work with what Valve gives us, and at the moment they're just giving us scrap. So hopefully we can at least learn something about Artifact from these games. So this match is between Sunsfan, the defender, and eHome, the challenger. Interesting to note, eHome is the first professional Artifact player in the world. He got signed like before PAX actually onto a professional team. So this guy's a good player for sure. eHome is playing the blue-red control deck, and he's playing against the green-red cleave deck. Okay, so first let's take a look at the board. eHome has Luna in the first lane, then Bristleback and Keep in the following lanes. And on Sunsfan's board, he has recently played a Mercenary Exile. We missed it because it was zoomed out, but it makes sense because if you've got your mana, you may as well spend it. And he's doing that, I don't even know why, just to taunt, I guess, because he wants to give up initiative. There really wasn't a reason for it. And now we wait. There's something going on. I guess they're just shit-talking each other from their computers. Okay, Bristleback is across from Axe. Kind of like... So, Bristleback is across from Axe. These two will deal a bunch of damage to each other. But... So Bristleback is across from Axe. The obvious play here is to play Mercenary Exile on Sunsfan's side just because it's more damage out on the field. What I would probably do is play it to the side of the creep just because then there's no chance of the arrow coming into the Bristleback next turn. But past that, you know, there's not really a lot going on. You could Poise to Strike, I guess, but that's still not going to kill him, so there's no point really. I mean, you know, 4 damage is 4 damage, but they're going to trade next turn anyways, and it's not enough to finish out the Bristleback, so it makes sense to keep the Poise to Strike. Okay. In this lane, there's actually nothing to talk about. Nothing's going on. And next up, we have Zeus and Farven coming out. Nothing can be bought on either side. So the most obvious place to put these both are in the mid lane, because both players are losing something in the mid lane. However, Sunsfan might want to consider putting a unit in the... Actually, if Farven drops in the right lane, there's a chance he'll drop next to Lycan, and if he does, he'll get armor, but will that save him? Actually, no, it won't. So there's no real point to that. So, to be honest, I think I'd probably put Farven in the mid lane because Bristleback's going down, and if Zeus comes into the board in the mid lane, Zeus is kind of easy to deal with, so it makes sense to capitalize on his mid lane advantage rather than his right lane advantage, because in the right lane, he has to go up against Keep, and Keep's kind of a tough cookie. So it makes sense to put Farven in the mid lane, I think. Yep, it looks like both players agree with me. There's a 33% chance Farven's going to drop in front of Zeus. Nope, didn't happen. And unless we get some 4 mana or 3 mana cards, looks like eHome won't be able to play. Okay, he's got Ventriloquy. So let's figure out what the play is here. The challenger could Ventriloquy, but there's honestly no reason to do that whatsoever, so he'll probably pass. And Sunsfan can't. He can play Poise to Strike, but there's no reason, so I think we're just going to see double passes, man. Really exhilarating gameplay. Just passing across the board. Yeah, I mean, what's worth taunting? What's worth ventriloquy-ing? You could ventriloquy the Pugna, which would do 5 damage, but that's still not enough to kill it. Unless you got lucky. Okay, let's figure out what's going on here. So cleave the deck would do a decent amount of damage. It would kill off the basically all the 3 units on the right and leave Farven alive. You could, what could you ventriloquy? You could ventriloquy the creep to the left of Bristleback. That would keep Bristleback alive and would allow him to get 2 armor. That's actually kind of tempting. The Sunsfan could play Savage Wolf. He could also play Poison Strike. Poison Strike isn't going to do him any good. So we're probably going to see a Savage Wolf come out. I think I would probably ventriloquy here. Clear the deck. Yeah. I mean, clear the deck is more mana efficient for sure. It's like the stronger tempo play. But getting that armor on Bristleback is going to be real nice. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. So that's going to spare the 4 damage on the creep. It's going to keep Bristleback alive. And it does the very minor ping from Zeus, which is not a big deal. Oh, Salaminia's Favor too. I didn't see that one. We could see Salaminia's Favor, but I think the better play would be to drop the Wolf. Let that start growing, because the Wolf, you want to get that out early. No, he opts for the mana. So he might be trying to Savage Wolf in the 3rd lane. However, I don't really agree with that play because the mid lane is where the fight is. So I would rather Savage Wolf in the 2nd lane, and then in the 3rd lane you play Salaminia's Favor into one of the other lanes. I think that's what I would do. So here the only thing you can do is Savage Wolf, but that's not a really good play. Unless he plays it to the right of all those creep, which keeps it really safe from keep, and then you just sort of leave it to just slowly kill the board, which might be viable. See, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, I guess I could see that being a decent, okay play, because he's very protected from this red-blue deck. Keep can't really do anything about it. Conflag can't kill it. I mean, there's just not a lot that can be done. Clear the deck is only going to kill 1 creep here, so okay, he's going to kill 1 creep here. Not really a great use of clear the deck, in my opinion. So 12 gold, we can get the Blade of the Vigil. I would pick that up personally. We could also get a Healing Flask, Fountain Flask. Might be tempting. Our Bristleback's pretty wounded. And Sunsfan picked up a Scroll of Town Portals. So let's talk about deployment. Earthshaker probably doesn't want to go in the 1st lane because he's going to likely drop in front of Pugna. 50-50. Oh no, actually a 33% chance he drops in front of Pugna, which would be pretty bad. He could drop, put him in the right lane to try and create an answer to the Wolf. But the problem is he doesn't really have any answers in hand. He could put Earthshaker in front of the Wolf, at least hope he drops in front of the Wolf, equip him with Blade of the Vigil, and then before it gets over to the 3rd lane, conflag that lane. But that might be a little bit excessive. I think what I'd rather do is try to conflag the mid lane and just abandon the right lane and then try and win lanes 1 and 2. So, oh god, this is tough. You know, actually, I might actually want to put him in the right lane. Because the 1st lane is in a pretty rough position as well. The opponent doesn't have any heroes in the 3rd lane. Otherwise, Sunsfan, where is he looking to go? He doesn't want to drop in front of Bristleback, so probably not the 1st lane. My guess is he's going to put Legion Commander in lane 3 to secure the advantage. Let's see if that happens. Well, I mean, currently it looks like he's putting him in mid lane, which is an interesting choice. Why that? Is it because he wants to... He doesn't have any duels in hand. Is it because he wants to play red spells? He wants to play maybe Berserker's Call? Ah, that's what he wants to do. No, but it's... Oh, but he's got Salaminia's Favor there. Aha, I gotcha. So he wants to Berserker's Call that lane. And this is Earthshaker, you guys. I don't know if you've seen this card. Here's Earthshaker. We don't know what's happening. So Bronze Legionnaire comes down. We definitely want to see Conflag, and I'd like to talk about which lane to put it in, but unfortunately we can't really see the options. Probably, oh gosh, the question is, do you want to put it in the 3rd lane to help deal with the Savage Wolf, or do you want to put it in the 2nd lane because there's so much stuff in that lane? The issue is there's a lot of armor in the mid lane. There's 3 guys that have 1 armor, so he opts for the mid lane. The issue is, I think that Berserker's Call is going to finish him off. So do you Blade of Vigil here? If you Blade of Vigil here, you kill the creep, you deal nothing to the Legionnaire, and you deal, I believe just 2 damage to Pugna, which will put him at 1, actually. I'm not sure if there are better targets for it. If you save it for Earthshaker, then Earthshaker will eventually kill the wolf, which is what he might be doing. Here, we're probably going to see a Berserker's Call right off the bat. I'll bet you. Poised to strike and then Berserker's Call. Yes, I did my math wrong. Without the Poised to strike, he would not have been able to kill the Bristleback. So, he could... Yeah, he's fighting instinct. I think he probably knows that this Bristleback's going down, so he's just going to invest while he can. Okay, and that gives Sunsfan a pretty sizable advantage in this lane. And then in the right lane, there are no heroes, so Sunsfan won't be able to do anything. Meanwhile, what does he want to do? He could Viscous Nasal Goo the Wolf and Blade of the Vigil, the Earthshaker. He could Fighting Instinct. Is Fighting Instinct only on red heroes? I don't remember. If it's not on red heroes, then he could Fighting Instinct the Earthshaker and then also Blade of the Vigil him, which will be just enough to kill that wolf. But I think Fighting Instinct is red hero only. He doesn't want to Red Mist Pillager because it's just going to die to the creep, which really sucks. So if he wants to fight for this lane, I think the right... Okay, so he's just investing in Keith the Bold. He wants to make Keith big and strong, and eventually he's just going to smack into the tower and, you know, destroy it because he's hitting for 7, which is sizable. Looks like he's kind of leaving Earthshaker to die though. Okay, so he's just gonna Earthshaker's just gonna kill the wolf over 2 turns by the looks of it then. All right, so we got 8 gold, Town Portal Scroll, Stonehall Pike, and leather armor. He does not want the pike, which honestly, based on the board state, kind of makes sense. Okay, so no new heroes coming out. So it looks like, oh, actually, I'm mistaken. So Lycan's coming down. Why is he putting Lycan? Okay, he's investing pretty heavily in the left lane. There's already a lot of stuff going on there. Maybe he's trying to stay safe against Eclipse, because Eclipse would kill every unit except for the Bronze Legionnaire. If it hits the Bronze Legionnaire, it will only deal 1 damage to him. So my guess is he's putting Lycan there proactively to protect himself against Eclipse. Actually, he's putting the mid lane, which makes sense because honestly, Sunsfan is in position to win lanes 1 and lanes 2. Lanes 3, the Ehelm's kind of overinvested. I don't say overinvested. He's just invested heavily with 2 heroes there. So there's not really much of a reason to contest that zone. And he's just got a couple of creep there. The wolf's going to die, so there's not a whole lot of reason to spend a lot of time in that zone. So it makes sense that he would swap over to lanes 1 and 2. Interesting play. Okay, so 6 mana. We've just got blue mana, and there's nothing he can do. Nothing at all. Luna is going down. So we've got a duel that he could pop right off the bat, which might be tempting for him because he doesn't know that he doesn't have an Eclipse in his hand. He could Nether Ward. God, I can't see what he's got. I think we're definitely going to see either a Nether Ward or a duel. Right now, Sunsfan is trying to figure out, does he have an Eclipse in his hand? Because if he does have an Eclipse in his hand... Alright, so he's sort of stalling out. The idea is, even if he does play Eclipse here, there's so much healing on so much health on Pugna that Pugna and Lycan probably aren't going to die. So right now he's just, blowing cards, seeing what happens. And we're probably going to see at this point then a Nether Ward instead of a duel. Because if he were going to duel, he probably would have done it right off the bat. So instead, I think we're going to see a Nether Ward come down in mid lane, maybe, because this lane is pretty strong. So I'm guessing we're going to see it in mid lane instead. That's a guess, though. We could see a Town Portal Scroll. We might see the challenger pull Luna out of this lane so he can redeploy him in lanes in the mid lane or the right lane where he's got a stronger chance of winning. Right now the challenger's in a little bit of a tough position, to be honest. I mean, he's got multiple Thunder God's Wraths coming out. It's just his hand was really expensive. So now it's kind of stinging a little bit. I don't think we're going to see Ogre Conscript because this lane is already so strong. I think we're going to see Ogre Conscript in the mid lane. Poised to strike. Interesting. So he is going to duel. I think. Yeah, he's dueling. So a lot of the reason to duel is to use it as a silence, just like a red silence. You just kill a hero so they can't spend any of their mana. And I mean, sure, he can't spend any mana now. It's just usually you want to do it right off the bat to ensure that you have a really strong position. So Ogre Conscripts are really strong in this lane because he's got just enough armor to ignore the conflag. So that's not going to do a bit of damage to him. And then he and Axe don't care about the conflag. They will just slowly, not even slowly, 14 damage a turn. They will just whittle down this tower turn after turn. And the conflag is going to make short work of those two creep and Farven pretty quickly. But man, there's two heroes coming in next turn. Oh, he's pulling out Farven. That might actually be sort of a cheap, poor man's version of a healing potion, because Farven was at 3 health and he can very reasonably expect Thunder God's Wrath next turn. So the idea is you pull Farven out to get the full heal so that he can survive this inevitable damage on the next turn. So that's actually a smart play. In the right lane, Sunspan can't do anything. In eHome, does he want to goo? No. Does he want to Ribness Pillager? No, because it will fall in front of the creep, which won't help him. So he's probably going to pass unless he wants to Town Portal out, which I'm guessing won't happen. Why do you do that? So he gooed the wolf, which makes him vulnerable, but there's nothing in front of him. There's nothing in front of the wolf. So my guess is he wants to spread out the blue heroes so that he can do Thunder Gods, Thunder Gods, Thunder Gods. All right, let's talk about deployment. So it looks like Sunsfan is investing in the right lane, which is an interesting call because he doesn't need to win that lane. I don't, that's a strange call. Who cares about the right lane? You're in a position where you can win lanes 1 and lane 2. So what I would do is I would probably put both of the heroes in lane 2 because you've already got a bunch of creep coming down in lane 1. So lane 1 is very likely going to destroy that tower. In fact, it's already at lethal damage. Lane 2 just needs 6 damage. 6? Is it 6? No, 7 damage, which those two heroes will actually be enough to do. So you just put those two in mid lane, and then potentially you could win this turn. Potentially, you probably won't, but you potentially could. But why fight so hard for lane 3? That's interesting. I'm not sure if I agree with that play. And then we're probably going to see a blue hero in lane 1, a blue hero in lane 2, and then I'm guessing Bristleback is either going to be in the mid lane or the right lane. The problem is there's no good spot to play his Ribness Pillagers. I would love to know Sunsfan's reasoning for playing those two heroes in the right lane. That's really interesting. Oh, I was wrong. Bristleback's going in the left lane. Zeus, where are you going? Probably mid, I'm guessing. Maybe. Nope. Okay, so my prediction... Okay, it looks like he moved his guy over. So my prediction has been a bit off. These players very clearly have game plans in mind. I don't know what these game plans are. We're definitely going to see Thunder Gods right here. Because there are 5 heroes. That's 20 damage. It's too good not to use. Thunder God's Wrath will kill this creep in front of you. In front of him, it will kill Pugna. I don't know what else it will kill. We got a Nether Ward coming down in lane 3. That's interesting. Nether Ward's not very good though. Bristleback is going to destroy that creep. And I just don't know if this is going to be enough in this lane. Like he's 1 damage. No, okay. Now he's 11 damage off from losing that tower. And God, he's still got 30 damage to go to finish that off. Okay, so lane 2 has been abandoned. These two guys, like I said, are just going to sit here forever with their armor and destroy that tower. So, in this lane, what's happening? So the Prowler Vanguard could go down next to Farvin, which would actually save him. Putting it next to the Wolf wouldn't do any good. You could Grand Melee, which would not really help you more than it would help him because you have the same number of heroes. You could also Traveler's Cloak Farvin. Might not be a bad call. And then we're probably going to see a Red Mist Pillager come down. Is either going to be Red Mist Pillager or Goo. The question is, we can also see a New Orders. We might see... No, probably not going to see New Orders because Keep's already getting the kill, so he doesn't really need to reposition the kill. So my guess is that we're probably going to see... Oh, I guess he could also Thunder Gods, but is Thunder Gods going to do much? It'll kill Lycan. It'll soften up Axe to make him vulnerable next turn. Actually, Thunder Gods is looking real good. If he Thunder Gods this lane, it's going to kill Lycan, and then next turn it's going to kill Axe and Farvin and Legion Commander, which is nuts. But instead he opts for tower damage. So now I'm thinking we're probably going to see Prowler Vanguard come down in front of the... Yeah, there we go. So he could New Orders... No, is he going to stun? Is he going to stun with the Earthshaker? That might not be a bad call. It'll save 6 damage on the Earthshaker. I'm not sure how much other value you're going to get out of it. Yeah. So that just spares a little bit of damage on their side of the board, which kind of makes sense. I actually think I would have Thunder Godded. Would that have been the right play? I don't know if it would have been the right play. I would have liked to look at the board a little bit more. So we got 17 gold. He can buy any of those. He opts for Hero Cape. Probably so we can put it on, what, Zeus? So Luna is going to come down where? Has to be in the left lane because he has to defend. He has to keep the left lane alive, I think. And he really needs to start swinging in his favor quickly. Oh no, he's going for mid lane because he wants to make use of that mana. So we might be seeing Thunder Gods mid, or Thunder Gods left, and then Thunder Gods mid. I'm thinking. Interesting play. Interesting play. Let's see if he does it. He's got Time of Triumph. That would... I think that's a little bit too late. The issue is there's just a lot of damage coming into this tower. And Time of Triumph isn't really going to stop that damage. It's going to spend your whole turn. Oh, he spared... He spared the Lycan from the Thunder Gods. That's a smart call. Smart play. He could New Orders. Can New Orders be played on an enemy? I can never remember. He could New Orders to spare 4 damage. He's really hurting on this tower. He could Echo Slam, which would... Okay, yeah, he decides to Echo Slam. Which I was going to say was going to kill everything except for those two. And now the creep will finish that off. So we've just got the Lycan left. Nope, now he's going to live. So my guess is now we're going to see a New Orders come through to give that to point the Zeus at the Mercenary Exiles, because I don't know if the Challenger can really afford to leave that thing alive. It's just too much damage coming into the core. The issue is the Challenger hasn't taken a single lane. Yep, okay. He's not looking like he's in a good spot. Alright, this tower is about to go kaputs. It's about to go bye-bye. So we're probably going to see Thunder Gods or Foresight. Thunder Gods will just hit 2. It'll be 8 damage total. Foresight might be the better call. If he saves Thunder Gods for next turn, then it'll hit all 5 things. But if he does it now, it'll just hit 2. So I'm thinking Foresight might be the better option. It's just he's got to start making big plays. For reals. It kind of sucks that he didn't draw any Eclipses, because that really would have helped him. Oh no, he opts for the Thunder God. So that's going to soften up those two heroes for next turn for sure. We might see a town portal scroll because Luna's kind of done her job. Nah. Nope, nope, nope. So in this lane, the Grand Melee isn't really going to help him much. So we're probably not going to see Grand Melee. We could see a Thunder God to finish off those two heroes. Which I don't agree with Thunder Gods. I don't think that would be the right play. So instead he goes for Time of Triumph. He's going to start putting the pressure on that tower. Those two heroes are beastly. So 2 health away on that tower now. Suddenly he's in a position where he's looking pretty strong. I would be tempted to pick up that Maul, but he didn't. What did he pick up? What is that? Short sword. Short sword. Okay, so Pugna's going down in the left lane. Allegedly. And Farvan's going down in the mid lane. I would love it if they would zoom in so we could talk about what's going on. So now it looks like Sunsfin is going to take mid. So he's going to... Okay, so now Sunsfin wants to win mid lane and left lane. And Ehome wants to win right lane and probably left lane. My guess is we're going to see a Thunder God's Wrath come down right off the bat that will kill Lycan and that will kill Legion Commander. Oh, Lycan, yeah, never mind. The damage immunity is permanent. Lycan's alive forever. He's got to deal some damage quickly. So, Summoner's Favorite's not going to do him much good now. Prowler Vanguard is a decent block, but there's nothing really worth blocking at the moment. We might just see a Divine Purpose come down on, let's say, maybe Farvan, maybe Pugna. He can wait on the Divine Purpose because if one of these heroes on this lane gets hit by Thunder God's Wrath, it won't matter. It's just 4 damage, they'll survive. And then afterwards you play Divine Purpose and it's no big deal. For this guy, he has to decide if he wants to play Thunder Gods because Thunder Gods still isn't going to save mid lane. Right lane is already won, and it's not going to do much to left lane. So he plays the short sword. Like, so what's the play? What's the play here? Thunder God just doesn't do much. It doesn't save him. It doesn't save him left lane. It just softens him up a bit. He needs to pull one of those heroes out of the right lane and put them in the left lane, is what he really needs to do. It might be a decent call to Viscous Nasal Goo, one of them. And then Tower Barrage. That's a decent amount of damage coming through, and it also does the modification. That almost does the exact same thing as Thunder Gods, though. Yeah, it would just be worth 4 damage on a hero and then 2 damage on the other hero, which is the exact same thing as Thunder Gods. So alternatively, you could Foresight just to hope you draw some sort of answer, and then use your remaining 5 mana to, I guess, Nasal Goo. Probably Nasal Goo the Pugna. There's just mid lane's too strong for him to really contest it, so I think he probably has to start. I think he really has to go for lane 1. He doesn't spend any mana. Like, why not even Foresight? Why not Foresight? I don't understand that play at all. You've got to either Foresight or Thunder Gods here. There's really no reason not to. Why would he not have Foresighted there in lane 1? He just missed out on 9 mana. He could have drawn an answer. He could have drawn something that he could have spent for 5 mana to get use the rest of his mana. Okay, so Cunning Plan. That might have helped you out there, buddy. Cunning Plan might be too little too late. Yeah, Tower Barrage doesn't do anything. Cunning Plan doesn't do anything. We might see a town portal scroll. The issue is, no, we won't, because the heroes on the right are way more valuable targets for town portal scroll. He's much more likely to pull over Keith and put Keith in the left lane than he is to pull over Luna, because Luna's just scrawny. But Keith is buffed with Time of Triumph, so he's huge. So we're probably going to see Keith come over, I think. We could see Earthshaker just because Zeus is slated to die, so that will keep blue mana in the lane. The question is, what else do you play here? I guess you play probably Thunder Gods to soften up Pugna. You actually kind of don't even want to kill Legion Commander and Axe, because Legion Commander and Axe are stuck in lanes that they don't really need to be in anymore. So we did Viscous Nasal Goo. I guess that's to soften him up for the eventual Thunder Gods. Okay, so he went for the blue mana because Zeus is going to die. So he needs Earthshaker over there so he can cast all of his blue spells. Red Mist Maul is a pretty solid pick here because it's going to help him put damage through to the tower, which is currently very solidly blocked. So we want the Earthshaker to drop in front of the Lycan, which is perfect. He does. He's going to tank that shot forever because he's got just enough armor. And then you're going to put Red Mist Maul on one of these heroes, probably Earthshaker, just because Earthshaker's attack value is now meaningless, and now the only value that matters on Earthshaker is Siege, because he's going to be smacking Lycan constantly. Okay, let's talk about this. What are the options here? Sunsfan can Prowler Vanguard, but there's no need to Prowler Vanguard because currently nothing is hitting his towers. He could Berserker's Call. That would kill the Zeus, but it wouldn't do anything to... Well, it would do something, but it wouldn't do much to the Earthshaker. Grand Melee isn't going to do much. You could Divine Purpose the Pugna, which is not a terrible option. It's just the issue is Pugna's about to kill Zeus. And so Zeus is not really a threat anymore. So many of his favors is no good. So my guess is we're probably going to see Divine Purpose, but that's not really certain. We could see Prowler Vanguard, but it's just, if we play Prowler Vanguard, it has to go down in front of Bristleback, and Bristleback will just one-shot it. And right now, Bristleback's attack is wasted anyway, so what's the point of wasting the card on nothing? Meanwhile, we're probably going to see a Cunning Plan come down to help. What he could do is switch Bristleback and Earthshaker. And what that might, I'm not sure, but what I think that would do is make it so that Earthshaker attacks the tower and it'll spare the arrow. You could see new orders to redirect to the tower. Yeah, okay. So all this damage in this lane isn't going to matter to anything. So I think what we're probably going to see then is a Foresight to see if we can get some answers drawn. Maybe a Red Mist Pillager to help get some tower damage in. So maybe like Foresight plus Red Mist Pillagers plus new orders plus Red Mist Maul to try and get maximum tower damage in. He opts for the Red Mist Maul on Zeus, which I personally don't agree with. I say put it on Earthshaker, because Earthshaker is going to just smack Lycan for the rest of the game, so your attack value, it could be 1,000 attack on Earthshaker, and it wouldn't make a bit of difference. So you may as well just give Earthshaker Siege so that he can just hit the tower every single turn. Oh, he swapped him. Okay. What was the point of that? Why did he do that? I don't understand. It was to keep Zeus alive, I suppose, but he could have. Doesn't he have a healing salve? Couldn't he have healing salved him? Oh no, I'm mistaken. He doesn't have a healing salve. It's Sunsfan that has a healing salve. So he repositions Bristleback to hit the tower, and now all he needs to do is play a Red Mist Pillager, and that's going to be enough. But if he plays a Red Mist Pillager, oh, he can't afford the Prowler Vanguard anymore. Oh no, Sunsfan, what have you done? And that's game, I believe. No, you fool! What have you done? All right, that was actually a really interesting match. Really competent play from both players. Some of the decisions that they made, I don't quite agree with. But considering that eHome is the first pro player in Artifact, and that Sunsfan has been in the beta for a long time, I'm guessing they probably were considering things that I didn't consider, or they were making assumptions based on what the other player had, when I didn't make those assumptions because I knew all the cards in their hand. But overall, that was a pretty interesting match. I feel like Ehun was kind of against the ropes for a second, but he very quickly turned things around and won that game. So very well done. Anyways, let me know what you think about this video down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Dabicab out.